we go. Hey, everything on 3. Number 3. Wait on 1. Oh, wait on 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Hey, next up. Eyes on 3. Everything on 3. 1. Everything.
You are now listening to the Fantasy.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Coffee with Chazz weekly segment that y'all look forward to. And pretty, I don't know, was it a crazy week 9? We had some crazy performances. I just also felt like maybe it was just me personally. But if you didn't have one or two guys, you had a shitty week. And I'm not saying all my fantasy teams had a shitty week. But I am saying all my fantasy teams had a shitty week. Now, it's not over yet, obviously. But I'm probably going to, win, I don't know, half of them or whatever. But it's not over. You never know. I could win them all. I could lose them all. Who knows? It's just like if you didn't have your Joe Mixon, spoiler alert, your Justin Fields, spoiler alert, you didn't really have a chance. I just felt like most of my teams, if I didn't have a couple of those guys, were like, so it is what it is, right? Well, it is the Coffee with Chazz segment, so hold up while I go and get some coffee.
Yeah, can I get the fancy caramel brulee latte, please?
Oh, yeah. I could have did that better. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Nice, beautiful loss Monday from the Buffalo Bills. No, that was terrible. Terrible game. Josh looks a little broken. He's trying to do too much. I think we're rounding into shape here that the Bills smelled their own bullshit a little too much and believed in their own rhetoric a little too much. It's clear to see that Gabriel Davis is not a number 2 wide receiver in the NFL, and it's clear to see that Isaiah McKenzie is not a number 4 wide receiver in the NFL. It's just not right. We wanted to believe in our guys so much, and it let us down. So, not over for the Bills. Obviously, it's a loss. I'm not. We can still win the Super Bowl with these guys, but they need to make a play for OBJ. And they need to, think about replacing some of these guys in the near future. Isaiah McKenzie, we get it. He's a goof. He's funny, but I want to win football games. I want to win the Super Bowl. All you Bills fans are the first ones to go dunk on Juju Smith-Schuster and the Mahomes family for their TikToks, but now that Deion Dawkins and Isaiah McKenzie are doing it, you're all like, oh my God, they're so funny. So, kind of get your shit together, Bills fans, and just call this team out when you see it. They're a great team. They're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best, but some of these dudes ain't that dude, and we just got to accept it, and we got to, dust it off and move on. We'll be all right. It's not panic mode, but we definitely need to look into Odell Beckham. So let's start the Coffee with Chazz Week 9 review with the number 1 quarterback of the week, Justin Fields. What? One of the quarterbacks in the league that I've been most down on, and I still am, mind you, for throwing the football. Quarterback, I know it's a new quarterback league where you do need to run too, but you also need to throw the football well. And I know he had 3 passing touchdowns, and great. I'm not going to call him out on his big day. A big day at 44.72 points, a killer 60-yard run that was awesome. He did really well on that run. He faked out the edge. He made him fake with the ball, and he just took off. I mean, you want to talk about hyper athletic? We love Josh Allen running, but this guy runs in a completely different manner, and he's a big dude too, so he can take some hits. But he's got to get better at throwing the ball. But so Justin Fields, your number 1 finish on the week. Good for you, man. Number 2, a regular on the show, Patrick Mahomes at 35.14. He was a baller in last night's game. He was making runs when you needed to. and he made his great plays as usual. It is so sunny right here. I got this weird thing, this weird shade in my face. I might have to move. So Patrick Mahomes at 35.14, like I said, awesome. It's Patrick Mahomes. What do you expect, you know? He is a better quarterback. He is a better quarterback without Tyreek Hill, and he proves that he's one of the best in the league. Number 3, speaking of best in the league, Josh Allen, 26.8. All rushing touchdowns, because, you know, Aaron Rodgers, we sit there and cry that he has no weapons. You know, Josh has better weapons, but maybe not a ton. We have Diggs, thank God, but we don't have much behind him. Like I said, Davis is doing jack. McKenzie's not doing anything. Do we have a tight end? Dawson Knox? Or does he exist? Surely we have running backs that can catch the ball, right? Like, come on. I'm not blaming it on Josh. And I'm not trying to point fingers at all these players. Perhaps Ken Dorsey? Maybe. Not scheming it up right? I don't know. I don't have an answer. It was a bad game. Jets are a good team. Divisional match. Speaking of division, at number 4, we got Tua, 24.08 points. Tua's on a tear, man. Our NFL people still like saying, is Tua the guy? Do the Dolphins need to move on from Tua next year? Like, I get it. He's not the rocket-armed Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Trey Lance kind of guys, but, like, he's certainly getting it done now that you're surrounding him with weapons. So, I don't know, man. And number 5, what is the NFL? Number 5, Geno Smith, 21.8. I can't get over this. I cannot get over this. Russell Westbrook Wilson left Seattle, went to the Broncos. The Broncos are falling apart. Seattle's, I believe, first in the division, like by a lot. And you're going to make the playoffs just because they improved their team by getting rid of a garbage quarterback. Like, I just can't with the Seattle thing. We were all wrong, all of us. Nobody, including all you at home, called this for Seattle. Nobody thought Geno Smith was going to come back. Although, the Fantasy Football Bros podcast did call out Russell Westbrook Wilson for being overrated and washed up and done. And so I'm happy about that because that's true. So, of course, the player of the week is going to be the number 1 quarterback. This beautiful 60-yard run is what I'm going to put in here. So, Justin Fields, congratulations, man. Player of the week. You're getting it done, young fella. And let's see that run right now.
Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in for 6. 61-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Justin Fields.
All right, time to talk about the running backs of the week. And we are making our move now because too many shadows in my face. It's sunny here today, dude. Buffalo, New York. November, what was it, 5th? Saturday? November 5th? 2 days ago, I'm not saying today, but was 81 degrees. Are you kidding me, Buffalo, New York? 81 degrees? Oh my goodness. It is just like a crazy heat wave today. I mean, today in November it's pushing 60, and that's still crazy. But 81, jeez. I gotta get home and put away my inflatable hot tub and all that stuff. I mean, it's great weather to do it. But at the same point, I kind of want to be in the hot tub on these nice days. But it's already drained, so I cannot. I pulled the trigger too soon on that one. All right, we're here talking about running backs anyway. So, I think, and you know me and I don't do my research. That was a speed bump. The number 1 running back on the week might have put up a performance that I believe is the number 2 running back week of all time. All time. I believe it's just behind Alvin Kamara from a couple of Christmases ago. I could be wrong. It could be number 1, and that is Joe Mixon with 55.1 points. Oh my goodness. Y'all know I'm the first one to dunk all over the Bengals and to call out Zach Taylor and call out Joe Mixon and it's never been about Joe Mixon's talent. Joe Mixon's talent. He's a talented back. It's usually about the play calls. But hey, you know what? They came to a realization that they got stomped and murdered by Cleveland last week on that abomination of a Halloween football game. So they came out ready to go and ready to run Joe Mixon. Their passing game is broken without Jamar Chase. And I don't know if that's an indictment on Zach Taylor or Joey B. I mean, obviously I want to say Zach Taylor because Joey B is obviously great. But, man, 5 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 1 receiving. He had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Or 3 or something in the first half, and then ended up getting 1 or 2 more in the second half. Like, fantastic, Joe Mixon. Good for you. And a couple of them were not just 1-yard plunges up the middle. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, when I put a clip in here from Joe Mixon, because he's going to be player of the week, obviously. It's probably going to be just a 1-yard run up the middle because that's Zach Taylor. But, like, a couple of them were actually, you know, sweeps or just him making moves and stuff and not just plowing it up the middle. So, Joe Mixon, number 1. Number 2 on the week, a guy's name you're hearing a lot, Kenneth Walker the third, 27.9. Man, this guy's probably Rookie of the Year now. He's got to be Rookie of the Year contention already. He has to be, him or Olave. But I mean, he's a part of the Seahawks who are roaring towards the playoffs. So like, Kenny Walker's got to be up there now for Rookie of the Year, if not the pick for now. And none of us in the Fantasy Football Bros podcast picked him. We all picked James Cook to be Rookie of the Year, and you never know. I mean, he's starting to play more and produce more. So we'll see. Number 3, young man who should be eligible for Rookie of the Year, but he's not because the NFL rules are stupid, is Travis Etienne at 26.6 points. Travis Etienne lost his entire rookie season to a torn Achilles, I believe, and he didn't play 1 snap in the season at all. But he's ineligible for Rookie of the Year now. And the NBA does it right. If you miss your full season because of an injury, you're eligible for Rookie of the Year next year. And I feel the NFL should look into that because Travis Etienne would probably be Rookie of the Year right now. It's his first season. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just splitting hairs here. Number 4, an old reliable name of Austin Eckler. You know, you had Saquon, you had Christian on the bye this week. Those are kind of your top two of your top 4 guys. And here we go. The last 2 names on this list are the other 2 of the top 4 guys. You got Austin Eckler, 24.1. The offense in LA. You might want to call him Offense Eckler because, man, with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams down, you know, yeah, you had some guys catching the passes, Palmer and Carter, but like, man, Offense Eckler, that's without him, man, LA would be screwed this year. And of course, Herbert, but still, at 24.1, and of course, the King Henry, 23.5. Love, say it all the time, love watching King Henry just explode through linemen and linebackers, and just and of course safeties and corners, and just run them over. Like, he is just a man amongst boys anytime he plays football. Love watching him. He would normally be the player of the week, but Joe Mixon deserves it. I also want to give a shout out to my boy returning from IR, Cordell Patterson. Love that guy. Another one of my favorite players to watch in the league. He's another big dude, fast, and he really destroyed this running back, or this linebacker in the hole. Like, destroyed. Like, I'm going to put that clip in as well. So you're going to see right here the Cordell Patterson destroying and decking and just, like, hit-sticking the hit-sticking the, I think it was a linebacker from the Chargers. And then you're going to see the player of the week, of course, He deserves it after all the hate we've given him. Joe Mixon. So, Joe Mixon, you are the player of the week.
He's out of his weight class there.
Toss play Mixon on 1st and goal, and Mixon into the end zone for the touchdown. What a statement by Cincinnati on the opening drive as they march it in for 6. 5. Now in the backfield, 3rd and goal. Zacchaeus in motion. Patterson reaches across. His 2nd touchdown today.
This is why they want Cordero Patterson back. That's why they're so happy. Watch Drew Tranquil get absolutely obliterated in the middle of the hole. Oh my gosh. Cordero Patterson is a grown man, Kenny. I am so glad I don't play football anymore. I don't want any part of that.
Now time to get into the wide receivers. Some familiar names. It really wasn't that shocking, some of these names in here, like, at all, except maybe one. And the number 1 receiver in the week. It could be surprising that he was a little, because he's kind of had a down year to most people's expectations, but certainly not in week 9, and that is Devante Adams with 36.6 points. Devante Adams. Like, where you been, dog? Where you been, dog? You know, the Raiders could use you. Again, man, these Raiders, y'all know I'm a secondary Raiders fan. I'm a Bills fan first. Raiders are my second team for my whole life. And, man, they blew another, I think, 17 points lead they were up. And they blew it and lost to the Jaguars. The Jaguars. Man, it's time to start looking at Josh McDaniels a little bit. And I mean, the defense cannot hold a lead, but then it seems like in the second half, the offense, like, shuts down too for the Raiders. So, I'm not going to turn this into a big Raiders rant, but my goodness, man, something needs to happen and something needs to change there. You guys are playing harder under Rich Bisaccia with Zay Jones as your number 1. And Josh Jacobs not running like a monster, which he's still good, but he's not on the tear he was. So something needs to be figured out there. The number 2 wide receiver on the week is the Immortal Cooper Cup at 28.8 points, a.k.a. The only apple of Matt Stafford's eye. Another quick little dunk on there. Allen Robinson, you suck! I called it all year. You suck, Allen Robinson. It's week 9. Can we say Allen Robinson sucks? Can we, you guys, finally admit Allen Robinson is worthless and sucks when Ben Skoranek is getting more points than him? Just give him some more excuses, guys. Give Allen Robinson some more excuses. I want to hear them in the comments below. So, Allen Robinson, you suck. Cooper Cup, obviously, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, along with that third 27.3 points, Tyreek Hill, of course. Jeez. That guy is like 250 yards above anybody else in the league in receiving already. Ridiculous. He is just on a tear amongst tears. I think he's on pace to break the most receiving yards of all time, and he's got a fantastic chance to beat it just because of the way that the offense is ran and how he can just get yards after the catch. You don't need 50-yard precise bombs from Tua because they're not going to get them most of the time, but man, it's just working for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But Jalen Waddle's not in the top 5. He's close, though, but he's not. So Tyreek Hill is your 3rd receiver of the week. Your 4th receiver of the week, another mainstay in this list, that's J-A-F-F-J-A. That's double J. Justin Jefferson, 25.5 points. They are what, 7-1, I believe? The Vikings, 7-1. I think they're thereby. And they are coming in for a battle with them Bills, y'all. And it's going to be a fun game. 7-1 against 6-2. And Justin Jefferson for Stephon Diggs. Revenge game for Stephon Diggs, if you will. So make sure y'all firing him up in all your leagues. Obviously, I do think the Bills are the better team, and the Bills take it. I don't think there's arguments. The Bills have the better quarterback. You know, they definitely have the better receiving options over there in Minnesota. But there's no comparison. We have the better defense. So we'll just have to see. It's going to be a good game. And at number 5, the kind of surprising ones is I almost said the wrong name. I almost said Kirk Cousins, but it's Christian Kirk at 21.6 points. He's been disappeared for a while now. Like, he was tearing it up like the first 3 weeks and then kind of flatlined there. But he seems to be back now. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was finding him on all these third downs and important things. And I watched, obviously, some of that game being, a Raiders fan. And I watched it because I benched Tom Brady this week for Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence did score one more point than Tom Brady, so I was right with that benching. But they both weren't very good. But Christian Kirk was making it happen. So Christian Kirk seems to, be figuring it out. And, they're bringing in Calvin Ridley next year. They could be a really pretty good offense, especially with ETN tearing it up. But the player of the week, gotta go with my team, my second team, and Devante Adams for the killer, at least first half that you had. You are our player of the week.
Play number 10 on this drive for Las Vegas. Carr looking for Adams. He's got a step. He's got the catch. He's got a touchdown. What a throw. What a catch. And the Raiders are on the board.
And we're back. Womp womp for everybody's favorite position. Womp womp womp. The tight ends. So your number 1 tight end you actually got on Thursday Night Football with Dallas Goedert. He had 24 points even. Broke my heart in a couple of places, but great. I mean, man, that Philly offense is on fire, and they're going to be hard. Their defense is good too. Your number 2 tight end is Cole Kmet. 2 touchdown receptions. He had 22 points. He had 2 touchdown receptions from Justin Fields there. Don't buy it, folks. I'm sorry. Don't waste your waiver priority on Cole Kmet. Don't run out and burn it. Don't buy into it. If nobody else picks him up and you got some bench depth you want to pick him up just in case, fine. But no, that's not that dude. That offense, I'm not buying it. I told you Justin Fields had less than 200 yards passing, but he had a hell of a good game rushing in. He threw touchdowns, but anomaly. I'm telling you, do not buy into the Cole Kmet. Number 3, buy into this guy, folks. Go and get him if he's on your waiver wire, but I promise you he's not. His name is Travis Kelce with 20.6 points. Of course, Kelce's a monster. No touchdowns. I believe it was just your classic 10 for 100. Good. I mean, all of a sudden, Travis Kelce's putting up like Wes Welker PPR numbers in this league, and then these backup tight ends are getting the touchdowns. But hey, 20 points, 20.6 points from your tight end, and this disgusting, gross fantasy football tight end landscape, we'll take that. Well worth it, Travis Kelce. And all you Mark Andrews stands out there, I know he's not even playing tonight. You were wrong for taking Mark Andrews over Travis Kelce. I told you all that all year, and y'all like, but Mark Andrews, he's the number 1 because he's got a quarterback that doesn't throw as much and is not as accurate, and but he's younger, so he's number 1. Oh, you're wrong. Travis Kelce's not showing any signs of slowing down. So Travis Kelce's a monster, and I think he's going to be a monster next year too. The number 4 pick of the week is 17.8 points. Cade Otton, who from Tampa Bay. He had the game-winning touchdown reception. I mean, it was only 3 yards or something, but the game-winning touchdown receptions. I mean, 17.8 points. Young fella from a guy who was third string to start the season, probably. Hey there, little fella. He's not a little guy. So Cade Otton, 17.8, and newly acquired for the Minnesota Vikings, TJ Hockenson with a pure 16 points. That's a lot for tight ends this year. So it was kind of an actual okay week for tight ends for some of them, but 16 is your 5th highest points, man. It is still it isn't a position to not to not get on. So the player of the week, we're going to go with Cade Otton and his game-winning touchdown pass, because many times are we going to talk about Cade Otton? And you won the game, young fella. So Cade Otton, you are the player of the week.
3 plays, if you throw them quickly, don't want to try and scramble around or anything, just throw it away if it's not there right away.
Here's the snap to Brady. Fakes to Fournette. He throws. It's caught. It's in for the touchdown. Incredible. Tampa Bay takes it 60 yards. And the fourth quarter woes continue for the Rams.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us with the Coffee with Chazz segments with the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. We're talking about some different things with the podcast, maybe trying to get it out a little earlier for y'all. I mean, we realize that this is mostly a review of the week before as opposed to a preview of the week ahead, and we tend to put them out later in the week. So it might be a little more fun to get it out earlier in the week when it's still fresh and the wounds are still healing and people are still licking their wounds and taking their victory laps. So we're in discussion. We're in discussion today about getting together tonight to record the pod and getting it out for y'all sooner. Tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll see what happens. We got a lot of people involved. We got to talk to Coleman's agent, and he won't speak with us directly because he's too big time. But we seem to be making progress, so we'll see if we can get the pod out early this week. And I hope y'all had a fun and safe Halloween. And I don't know, not much else to say except we'll see you next time on the Fantasy Football Bros podcast. Peace.
You are now listening to the Fantasy Football Bros podcast.